Good afternoon, folks. I am Sean in Alaska, and I just saw this comment and busted up laughing. The nicest a-hole you'll ever meet. Following Sean's channel because he uses plywood and not junk bleep off guessing OSB. I used OSB on the cabin. I'll never use it again. I'll never use it again. Anyway, welcome you guys. Before we get everything started, Raquel, happy birthday. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful birthday. I hope everybody out there had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I worked for mine, but it was still wonderful. I had a great time. And the last 3 or 4 days have been nothing but cleaning the cabin. Let me move this over here so I can actually look at the camera while we're chatting here. Let me know how the audio and video is. I think it should be okay. Starlink has been doing fantastic for me lately. And with that said, let me get the banner started. Sunrise is at 9:42 a.m. and sunset is at 4:03 p.m. for a total of 6 hours and 20 minutes of daylight. We lost 20 minutes from last weekend. Today's low was 27 degrees Fahrenheit, and the high will be 37 with mixed rain, snow, sleet, and the dreaded freezing rain. Molly, get out of the kitchen. No dogs in the kitchen. Out, out, out. Get your Christmas tree pics to me via the Facebook page, and I pinned it at the top of the comment section, the link to the Facebook page. If you follow me on Facebook, it's the easiest way. You can just send a message there. If you are not a Facebook user, my email address is down below in the show notes. You could just email it to me and I'll put it on there. I do not put anybody's names with the pictures of trees. It's all about how you picture your Christmas and your Christmas tree to be. And I want to share that with everybody. I absolutely love it. With that said, Molly's a little out of sorts today because I took her area and I put up the Christmas tree. So yeah, I got mine done. How about you guys? Audio and picture good. Jay and Jen says, woot woot. Good to see you guys. Friggin' awesome. Let me jump all the way back up to the top because I like to say hello to everybody. If you ask me a question or leave a comment and I have not answered it and it looks like I skipped past it, do me a favor, ask it again in all caps. If I've answered it already by the time I get to it, I'll just skip over it again. But that way I make sure I answer everybody's questions that they may have. Because if you guys take the time to be here and ask a question, I definitely want to take the time to answer it. Started everything. Oh, it's right there at the top. There we go. Don't forget. Don't forget to get your Christmas tree picture sent in. Join the Facebook group and send it to me there. That's the link for the Facebook page for Sean in Alaska. I don't do a whole lot on there. I share when I'm going to go live. I post a couple of pictures every now and then, but it's a good way to stay in contact with you guys. With that said, Rob, what's happening out there at Curmudgeon? I should be here. I'm out fetching water. Hope you're back. Beto, welcome, my friend. It is awesome to see you. Raquel, how are you doing today? Hope you and everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Mine was very nice with family and friends, plus plenty of great food. And today is your birthday. That's why I said happy birthday to you, because I saw that. Another reason to be thankful for. Birthdays, right? We don't get enough of them. We don't get enough of them. Excuse me, what's happening, brother? It is awesome to see you today. Scrolling through, I said this. Well, I can't show you. It said I had an internet connection problem, and I was like, uh-oh. Jay and Jen, woot woot. What's up? How you guys doing? If you guys do not follow Jay and Jen, you need to be following Jay and Jen. The last week, they've released pretty much a video every single day of the upgrade of their electrical system and getting the bunker, the solar bunker online completely. And I have learned a ton just by watching Jay working on solar. It is just incredible the knowledge that guy has got. We've both come a long way, brother. We've come a long way from just starting. But you've got me beat on the solar, my friend, and the building, and a few other things. But you know, why draw lines? Ruby Jackson, welcome. How are you doing? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Mine was very nice. Thank you very much. Charles and Annalyn, all the way from the Philippines. Awesome to see you guys. Brenda Jones, glad you could make it today. Good to see you. Stephen Grounds, what's happening, Stephen? Glad you can make it today. Karen, how are you doing today? It is awesome to see you. Ord, what's happening, brother? Maryland Place, welcome. Glad you could be here. I'm scrolling through this pretty quick. Ward! If you guys are wondering who Ward is, in the intro there when I was mixing the concrete, the guy that was on the mixer is Ward. That's my buddy. He's taught me so much. It's freaking incredible. Terry Doyle, glad you can make it today. Awesome to see you. I appreciate the thumbs up. When you hit the thumbs up and I'm live, and other people may be surfing YouTube, it will suggest this live to other people, and they'll get a chance to maybe meet us and hang out for a little bit. I like to keep these lives not political, not anything but fun, relaxing, hanging out, asking questions to each other, telling you what I'm going to make for dinner tonight, which is Ham hock and beans with biscuits. I haven't had ham hock and beans in a while, and I use shanks instead of hocks because they have a lot more meat on them. But that's simmering on the stove over there. And at one point, I may have to get up, and I'll turn the camera if I do, to go put the last ingredient in there before I season it up a little bit. But it comes out so beautiful. I love that stuff. There's the comment from the nicest a-hole. Dude, I busted up laughing just before we went live. I saw that comment, and I was laughing as the video was playing on the intro. And I'll update that intro video because obviously we're much farther past that. Excuse me, says it's been a hard week, but so glad to be here. It's just nice to kick back now, right? It's awesome. Patricia Kuhn, how are you doing today? Sean, and I've had many puppies at my age, 81. You want to be careful as your puppy gets bigger. She does not get into the insulation sidewalls. Yeah, that's I'm actually going to be working on interior walls this winter to get that closed up. She had, where's she at now? Oh, she's right behind me. She's in her usual spot whenever I go live, laying on the couch. We had one issue where she started to bite at the vapor barrier and kind of ripped a little hole in the vapor barrier, and we had a discussion. We sat down, we talked about it. I asked her if that's where she wanted to be in her life at that point. No, but she hasn't really chewed up anything. My biggest fear right now is, since I set the tree up today, when I come home from work tomorrow, I still hope to have a tree standing. But I agree. Yeah, I don't want her getting into that insulation at all. Laurel's YouTube, welcome from Wisconsin. Awesome to have you here today. Jay and Jen, by the way, you're getting some weather. I think they're getting weather in Illinois because Jolie, she's a friend of mine that views the channel and has been instrumental in the whole kickoff when I first started doing all this, and like a sounding board for me. Posted pictures of snow too, but you guys got quite a bit. How about Wisconsin? You guys got any snow yet? Blueberry Bog, welcome from Southeast Georgia. Awesome to see you today. Fitzy222, how are you doing today? Hi, Sean, a Beto, and Off Grid with Jay and Jen. Listening on the iPhone tonight. Okay, very cool. 10 out of 10. I like it. Audio and pictures good. Sounds look good. Stan, welcome, my friend. Stan is always like one of the first people to ever comment on any video that I release. It's super, super awesome. Fitzy has a question. How long does the chimney pipe need to be outside the cabin if you've angled the pipe on the inside like you did? So from what I know about chimneys, and I'm not an expert, but there is an actual rule with chimney pipes that have to deal with the peak of your roof so that you get the right draw. So mine goes over the peak of my roof. It goes over the very top of my roof, right? Here's the crown of my roof. It goes higher than that. So I get a decent draw on it. It doesn't really matter what the length of the pipe is outside, just how high above the roof that it goes. So if I were to go, say, on this wall and I were to go up, it would have to be 10 feet higher than at a certain angle of the roof. But you can look that up on Google, and that's how I did it. But it's not how long the pipe itself is, it's how high above the peak or how high above any obstructions it is so that you get a decent draw on the chimney. I hope that made sense. Saying hi to Molly. I love it. I love it. Hey, Sean, our temps made it to 31 in northern Indiana. Yeah, this is it's El Nino or it's La Nina. It's one or the other that's happening up here in Alaska this winter. So we're going to be a lot warmer than we usually are, because by now I would have already had multiple days below zero. I mean, the last few years we've hit 20 below zero in November, and here we are going to December, and I think I might have been below zero one day. But because we have the lower temperatures, every storm that comes up is coming out of being pulled up from south of us in the Pacific Ocean. So it's a lot more moisture, and we could end up with a lot more snow, or we could end up with the garbage that we have right now, which is just sleet and freezing rain, which just makes it miserable to drive, to walk, to do all that stuff. I can't go out the front door without my cleats on, or else I'm gone. I mean, I was standing out on the deck for a minute when I let Molly out today, and it was all I could do just to stand in one spot. It's that slick out there. But yeah, it's nuts. We're going to have a warm winter, I think. We'll still get below zero, though. It'll happen. Joe, what's happening, brother? Awesome to see you. Rainy day blues here in Philadelphia. Busy all day. Too late for a nap. Ready for bed. I know that feeling, my friend. Yeah, I got a lot done. I don't know if you can really see. I'm going to pick the camera up again. It's going to shake. So let's do this here. Okay, so that whole wall was all full of all kinds of knick-knack, junk, brick left over from doing that, insulation, all that fun stuff. And I went ahead and hauled all of that out to the shed this weekend and threw a bunch of stuff away that I didn't need anymore, and got that whole wall pretty much cleared off. And now there's just totes over there because I'm getting ready to empty what will eventually be the bathroom over there. So I'm just getting everything cleaned up and organized so that I can get it out to the shed, and then I can start working inside the cabin again. I think before I do anything on the walls, I'm going to run a few more electrical outlets, even though I am off grid. I do have electricity, obviously. I've got a pretty decent solar system. You saw in this week's video with the upgraded batteries that I just did, the Vatrer batteries, I'm at like 15.3 or 15.4 kilowatt hours of storage in batteries. And so I can run a lot more stuff. So I think I'm going to put in some extra outlets. I'd like to have one over in this corner for the tree. Literally, that's all it's for. I wouldn't mind having one over on that wall and one up in that corner because I want to build a closet over in that corner where I could keep jackets and stuff like that. And then maybe I could put something like this TV I have here above that. It'd be a lot easier to get it off of this wall. But yeah, I'll be doing a lot of that different stuff this year. It's been a busy day. Busy day. Karen, welcome. Glad you could make it today. It's awesome to see you. I hope you got the pictures from that I posted. I think you did on the community tab we talked about last week, and then I saw the Eagles, so I made sure that I got the pictures and posted them all for you. Secrets with Win, how are you doing? From the UP of Michigan, awesome to see you today. Glad you can make it today. Big Family Expedition, welcome. Glad you could be here today. There we go. There's your answer. Chimney needs to be 3 feet over the roof peak. Mine is not 3 feet over the roof peak, but mine is also off of the roof. It is still higher than the roof peak, but I didn't go that extra 3-foot section. Word was here when I did that. That was after I had that little accident at work and ended up in the hospital, and I'm towards the tail end of me being on disability, and I'm up on that scaffolding in the front of that was a nervous day for me. Renee, welcome. Glad you can make it today. Awesome to see you. Everybody saying hi to everybody else. Again, if I miss one of your comments, leave it in caps and I'll come back to it because as everybody's saying hi, I'm just kind of scrolling through to get to any comments or say hi to folks that I may have missed, like Henry Leslie Vermont. Awesome to see you, my friend. Miss Nisi, how are you doing today? I bet the light from the tree reflects beautifully on the outside snow. It would if I didn't just have ice out there right now. It does look really pretty. And I'm really glad I put that big window right where I did. And then I have the other big window over here so that when you're outside, you can see it from any corner. It's super cool. It's super cool. I love it. I'm a Christmas guy. If you don't know anything about me yet, you should know I'm a Christmas guy. Oh, awesome. Yeah, don't take too much stock of what I do. Although I've learned an incredible amount between Jay and Jen and between my neighbor Todd across the street. I've learned so much on solar, more than I ever thought I would have known in my lifetime. Karen, Molly, and the ladies are doing good. Molly's over here on the couch doing her little sleepy thing like she usually does when we go live. And the ladies have been in and out of the coop. The temperatures have been kind of on the warmer side, so they're still spending a lot of time outside, which I like. Rob says, I'm here, but I'm in the man cave doing things as I listen. Right on. So if you guys don't follow Curmudgeon, you need to follow Rob too at Curmudgeon because he just installed a backup solar. Well, actually, he just installed a solar system and a battery system for his man cave that he's talking about right there. And he used the Vatrer batteries as well. If you're thinking about getting into solar, I really, really, really love Vatrer batteries. They gave me 2 to get it started. And I did a big review on them, and that video went over really well. You can go back and you can check that out if you want to. And I like those batteries so much, I bought 2 more on my own. So I'll be doing more work with them in the future. I can tell you that right now because they've been an awesome company to deal with. If you want to get more into it, there's links down below. They're having a Black Friday sale, and you can save a lot of money on batteries right now. Let's see what we got here. I'm trying to look more at this screen than to look up at this screen because every time I look up here, I turn my head. Oh, Jay's asking how the solar battery's doing. They're doing fantastic, man. I can run the cabin for quite a while now without having to fire a generator up. But I'm one of those guys that when I get to like 75%, I'm firing the generator up. I don't want to leave it The more I go, the deeper down I take the draw on those batteries for folks watching now that don't understand how this works. Like I said, I can go 15 days, but the lower I draw those batteries down, the longer it takes to recharge. So I'm going to still fire up the generator probably 2 times a week just to make sure I keep everything topped off. But I am absolutely loving the fact that I do not even have to look. I do anyway, but I don't have to look at where I'm at with my state of charge on my batteries right now. And everything in the cabin just works fantastic. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. Really satisfied with them. I want to get to the point though, Jay, like you and Jen are, um, with those server rack batteries because those are awesome. And I wouldn't mind getting the cabin up to 48 volts. Right now, I run a 12-volt system here at the cabin, and the big difference is that the 48-volt is much more efficient than the 12-volt, and I don't have to spend the money on large cables for the 48-volt like I do for the 12-volt system. Cables are expensive. The Wickershire Project, how are you doing? It is awesome to see you today. Hope all is good. Our growing season is finally over. Dummy me forgot to plant winter squash. If I lived in Alaska, this may have been a fatal mistake for us. I'll tell you guys the stupidest thing I've done in a long time. I did it today. So Sunday mornings, I was doing laundry in the middle of the week, but now Sunday mornings I wake up early still and it's dark and there's really not much to do. So I've been going back to town and doing laundry on Sunday. So this morning I get up, get all my laundry together, put it out on the porch. Realized that I threw a bunch of garbage in the back of my truck yesterday, so I have to block all that off and lodge it all in so it doesn't blow out. I'll go to the dumps on the way to town, and then we had all the freezing rain, so there's ice over everything. So I'm scraping ice off the windshield of the truck, and I'm getting everything ready to go. And I jump in the truck and I drive to town, and I stop at McDonald's and I get a sausage muffin, a hash brown, and a coffee. My usual routine when I'm going to go do laundry. I just do that for breakfast. So I get to the laundromat. I'm parked there. I see they're just about to open. I get out of the truck. I walk over to the back seat where I keep the laundry. I open the door and there's no laundry sitting on my deck here at the cabin. So I turned around, drove all the way back out to the cabin, drove all the way back to the town. That's a 32-mile round trip. So I drove 64 miles round trip to do laundry today. And it cost me an hour of my day, and it's just been a wreck ever since. So yeah, that was pure genius on my part. Pure genius on my part. Old school Alaska, how you doing, my friend? It is awesome to see you today. 9 inches of snow throughout last night. Wow, that is crazy. I miss snow. I wish we had it in Alaska. Here's Jay's report. 22 inches Thanksgiving Day, another 12 inches in the last day or two. You're tired. We get a lot of snow in Alaska, but we don't get as much snow as a lot of other places do. And I mean, there's parts of Alaska that get an ungodly amount of snow, but it's really funny because everybody thinks, oh, it's Alaska, you must have all kinds of snow. What happens is it snows and then it doesn't go away until March or April, and then unfortunately sometimes May. But so we don't get the depth of snow that I'm used to getting when I lived in the Sierras in California. But once we get it, it's here for the entire year. So. Yeah, but that would be, holy smokes, 22, 32, 34, almost 3 feet of snow, huh? That's crazy. In a couple of days, Jay? Wow. Done slick. Northern Indiana got about 8 inches of snow, but it drifted bad because of the wind. We haven't had much wind lately, which is kind of nice, except, there's no snow left on the trees, which I miss. I like snow on the trees. You should keep it 2 inches higher than the highest part of your roof within 15 feet. Some stoves have a minimum chimney height. My Blaze King 32 is 15 feet. Oh, okay, so that does matter on some. I just know that it's all about the draw. And if you're too low, you won't get a decent enough draw to burn an efficient fire in the stove. See, I'm learning a bunch just by being on this live today. Henry Leslie says it's 32 and snowing in Vermont this evening. Very cool. That's a place I would love to see. Vermont, Massachusetts, up on the Cape, Maine. That part of the United States would be awesome for me to visit. Excuse me says just bought a buddy heater and hope it works for your winter camping this year. It's getting freaking cold now. At night in southern BC, we might be getting your snow soon, Sean. Right? I've been watching the temperatures. You guys have been colder because you have some high pressure up there. I shared on the community tab. I watched the National Weather Service Alaska weather report every night just to see what's going on, and it's pretty accurate, and it's pretty neat hearing these guys pronounce all the different names of all the different villages, because Alaska's got some interesting names places. Jay Radix, how are you? Sean, nice to meet you this past July, friend of ours. Oh, okay, good to meet you as well. Wait, Jimmy, is that you? I hope it is, brother. If that's you, next summer when you're up, man, barbecue and beer. I'm telling you right now, my friend. We talked about it before. We'll get that grill fired up and smoke some meat. Oh. Al is my next door neighbor that we had the property line issue with. Turned out to be the nicest guy, the most incredible person. And if that's Jimmy, Jimmy was super cool too. Todd and I both enjoyed meeting those gentlemen. Very, very cool. Christy, welcome. Glad you could make it today. It is awesome to have you here. Steve's here somewhere, yeah, unless you didn't know that. All right, question. So, like, what happens if your solar batteries are full for 15 days and you're on vacation or whatever? Do the batteries drain themselves out? It's not a dumb question at all. So, if I go on vacation and my batteries are full, which I would make sure they would be before I left to go on vacation anyway, my refrigerator will continue to work. And my refrigerator is the main draw of electricity in the cabin. So, every time that refrigerator works, on the first two batteries, it took my system down 10% a day, roughly 10, maybe 12%, because it ran for like 9 days without a, till I totally drained the batteries when I first tested them. So now that I have doubled the system size, it takes it down about 5% a day. So it wouldn't bother it at all, and it wouldn't bother it to not be heated in here because the batteries are self-heated, as long as we don't hit a point where we're like 30 below zero. At which point, my neighbor would probably come over and take care of the heater for me and make sure everything stayed warm. But I'm working on a fix to keep me heated year-round, or keep me heated all winter long without having to worry about the buddy heater anymore. That's going to be coming up on a future video. But yeah, it's not a dumb question at all. The system will run itself with no problem at all, but it will, like I said, the refrigerator will still require a certain amount of power every day. Yep, pellet stoves have direct vent. Very cool, very cool. Barbara Williamson, welcome. Glad you can make it today. I've been good. How have you been? Oh, good. You seen it on your phone, tablet. Thank you. Awesome. Very cool, Karen. I post pictures of we have a local mating pair of eagles that have the same spot they go to every year on Funny River Road, and they just sit up there, and they're there because people throw food to them. But that's not where they actually nest. But they're always in those trees all winter long. And I've been taking pictures of them since I lived out here. And Karen asks every year. And every time I post a picture on the community tab, you guys, you're more than happy to have it. Save it, click it, steal it. It's yours. I don't mind. I'm not going to share anything on there that I would want to keep personally. I just share stuff on there that I think you guys might be interested in seeing. Long's Quest, welcome. Glad you're today. Awesome to see you. Will Prowse is an excellent channel for everything solar. That is super cool. My biggest problem with Will Prowse is he's too smart. And I have to watch some of his videos 3 or 4 times because he is just way too smart. And he moves too fast for me. And what is common sense for him takes me a little bit of time to grasp. But I've never seen him stumped on a question on solar. He's like Yoda for solar on YouTube. He's incredible. Hey, Sean, are you chatting up on your outdoor winter prepping, and how much more is there to do? Or catching up on the winter prep. The winter prep is done. I got it done before the first snow. There was a couple of things I wanted to finish over by the motorhome, where I'd cut the trees down. I didn't get a chance to buck those up and get them cleaned up, but I got everything else squared away. So this was like an awesome summer for me, or winter for me, because by the time the snow hit, I had just about everything covered that I needed to cover. Sean, this year I buy a 55-gallon barrel inside the coop for the chickens, water, and tube feeders also for inside. Oh, nice. Very cool. Very cool. I think I mentioned it. I might have mentioned it last week. I started last winter. Was it the last winter or the winter before? I quit giving the chickens water because it was freezing faster than I could refill it every day. So I'm like, well, how do birds do it? And I'm like, they just eat the snow too, because our rivers freeze over and everything up here. So I said, well, let me just keep an eye on the chickens and see how they do with just eating the snow. And they thrived. They are doing fantastic. So during the winter, as long as we have snow, I really don't have to worry about water. It's when we get to situations like this where everything freezes up, then I kind of got to take them water out there because you can't really break the ice up and eat it the same way. Uh, Texas Butterfly, how are you doing? Glad to see you, Sean. East Texas is cold today, 42 for a high. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. You sent your Christmas tree pic. It's in your screened-in porch, which is our living room. Very cool. I got it. I've got probably 6 or 7 Christmas tree pics already, but get them to me, folks. I love sharing the trees, and we won't share them on here until um, maybe the live before Christmas, and then I'll share them everything on Christmas Day because I go live every year on Christmas Day for a few hours just to hang out with people who may not have somebody to hang out with. I don't, so I just do that, and I'm off work that day anyway. And then they'll be at the end of every video, probably until the first video in the first week of January. The yeah. So I don't know. I have to look at the calendar and see where it is, but there's always like one last video in January where I still do the Christmas trees. But I like to show them at the end of every video just to let everybody see that some of the trees just amaze me. I got Roberts today from Curmudgeon, Robert and Sarah, and it's so cool. I mean, it's just, I'm like, I would have never thought to do that. It is absolutely cool. What are you doing, JD? It is awesome to see you. Say howdy to Rhonda as well. I hope you guys had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, brother. It is awesome to see you. JD has been following this channel from, I think, pretty much the beginning of time, and he has been a friend of this channel for a long time. It is great to see you, my friend. Did I miss? Oh, you're having aftershocks. We had an earthquake ourselves last week. I didn't see that you guys had one, but I hope everybody's okay. Earthquakes are. I grew up with them in California, but man, Alaska has some big ones. I think the 10-year anniversary or the 7-year anniversary of the big 7.2 that we had up in Anchorage that just rocked the entire world. It destroyed highways. It was crazy. It was crazy. Closed a bunch of stores. Yeah, we get some big ones up here. Oh, you're about to get hit with snow in Pennsylvania on Tuesday. Fun. Nice. Howie, what's happening, man? It is awesome to see you. Howie's the other one. So between Howie and Sten, one of those guys is usually the first ones to comment on a video, which is super cool. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you could be here. Trying to catch up. Usually I'm much better at this. Let's go. Alaskan Assassin Adventures. How are you doing today? Glad to have you. Carol, welcome. Glad you could be here today. You are warmer there than I am in northern Minnesota right now. Wind chill's 4 degrees, not much snow. There are parts of Alaska that obviously get much colder than anywhere in the lower 48, but Minnesota, Indiana, Illinois, the Great Plains, when that cold comes down through there, Chicago, it's absolutely crazy how cold you get. Vitamin beer. I've got a 12-pack of vitamin B in my cooler too. Well, Mountain, how are you doing today? Molly, get out of the kitchen. You want to say hi? Here, yes, say hi to Molly. What are you doing, Trouble? Hey, leave it alone. Go lay down. Oh. Helping a neighbor on a 24-volt system, over 12-volt. We found solar inverter charger and AC via charger generator. It's weird, dual inverter, 3600 watt. Oh wow, crazy. Yeah, so I'm not into the all-inclusive inverter chargers, and it's just a personal thing for me because they use power to run power, and I'm not at that level yet. I know Jay does. Jay does a lot of stuff with that, but I'm too cheap. I'm not willing to give up my power to be able to generate power. Misplaced Country Girl Fishing, welcome. Glad you could be here today. Oh, you did the bird. You did your turkey on a Traeger this year. Yum. Very cool. Very cool. Oh, that is neat. That is very neat. Although I will tell you that, like when I have full sun in summer, my batteries are not discharging at all. They're charging, and it takes it right out of the charge controllers into the bus bars. It takes the power there to run everything before it even gets to the batteries, which is super nice. CB, welcome. Glad to see you, my friend. Second job, forgot what time it was. I was drafting, putting together material list for equipment. Very cool. Scott, welcome at Hester's Garage. Great to see you, my friend. Awesome, awesome to have you here today. Oh, today was bread making day. I'm getting back into that again pretty soon. I've had some people asking me to do more stuff in my kitchen. I had to clean the kitchen today because it was a disaster. Got all my dishes done, but I'm getting ready to start doing some stuff in here that I think will be fun. Inverters are the price of inverters are amazing. The price of solar panels are amazing. The price of batteries are heartbreaking sometimes. Batteries are still, as far as I'm concerned, the most expensive part of the entire thing because you can generate all the power you want, but if you don't have somewhere to store them, it defeats the entire purpose. So it's kind of tough, and I'm trying to find that balance between solar generation and storage of that electricity. And I'm not there yet. I'd like to double my system even more. I'd like to have a month's worth on hand. Oh man, I am so glad. I was just thinking the other day, Jay brought this up, and I commented on one of Jay's videos the other day how far both of us have come from where we started. And man, I was talking to somebody today, or it was Will. Brother Will came over today, and we are talking about somebody left a comment about you shouldn't have a propane bottle in your house. It should be 25 feet away from any open flame. And the first thing that popped in my mind was really because every barbecue they sell today has the or has the propane bottle right underneath the open flame. So, you know, but I'm thinking back to the trailer days when I was in the fifth wheel and I had two. Oh, you got the cardboard. That's kind. You can have that. I had the two propane bottles in there. It was 30 degrees below zero outside. I couldn't keep my feet warm. So I had what I called the feeder, which was the feet heater. I had one heater on the floor, one heater on the table, and two propane bottles in there. Yeah, life is much easier now than it was then. Life is much easier. Vicky, welcome. Glad you could make it today. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well. Hopefully you had an awesome Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving for me, unless family's around, I don't really celebrate it at all. I do cheese and crackers, and then I do Lipton onion soup mix, dip, and chip. Uh, I do at work. We always have a big potluck the day before, so I do the big potluck, and that's pretty much it. I got a free turkey. It's in my freezer. I might cook it. I'll probably barbecue it this summer with my daughter when she's up with my granddaughter. But if I eat turkey once a year, that's enough for me. I'm not a huge turkey fan, but the holiday itself is fun. And reminiscing back when I was a kid, I used to get up on Thanksgiving Day. I have three brothers, and my mom, dad, the four boys, and we get up every Thanksgiving morning and we watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and then I'd watch the Miracle on 34th Street, the original black and white one, and then I'd watch after dinner. We'd watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang every year on Thanksgiving, and that's to me what Thanksgiving was. It wasn't about football or anything. I knew what you meant. You misspelled Will Prowse. I know. I knew what you meant though. Speak of the devil, Jolie Pettit. And that's why when I listed this live today and I left a comment on my personal Facebook page and a comment on the Sean in Alaska page, it said 6 p.m. Central. Because Jolie told me when I said 7 p.m. Eastern last week, how come he didn't put Central Time? So for those of you in the Central region, it's because of Jolie that you had the correct time tonight. Good to see you, man. It is awesome to see you. Sunshine, welcome. Glad you can make it today. Our daughter's in town. Came for the weekend for turkey dinner. We're heading out to the airport shortly. The rain is making it very slick in the back roads. The back roads everywhere down here on the Kenai Peninsula are a disaster right now. But the main roads were pretty clear. So I think as soon as you get to the main roads, you'll be fine. But drive safe, guys. Drive safe. Make sure Warren's paying attention. Sean, I'm just getting into solar. I got into the chicken house. It runs the door, inside lights, and a heater on the floor. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. I think the easiest way that I can explain solar to anybody who hasn't done it before is I have a short video. If you're interested and you want to check it out and figure it, kind of get a better grasp. I'm more of a visual guy, so I have to see how you can explain to me how something works, and I kind of understand it. But if you show me how something works, I'll never forget how it works. Anyway, I've got a video that's basically solar power for dummies. Me, I'm the dummy, and that's how I describe it, where I explain in a way that made sense in my head how everything in a solar system works. And I've used that for a couple of friends of mine that were getting into it, and they said, "Dude, that was it. That was because of everything they'd seen and everything they'd read. Once they saw that, they went, oh, like me, the light came on." So check that out, definitely. My 2 featured playlists are extensive, and they all have solutions to homesteading. Oh, very good. All the solutions to homesteading. Nice. I wish I had. You know the one solution I want to homesteading? Make it easier. Ward, thanks, man. We the people of Funny River are like seeing your morning. So every morning I work Monday through Friday in town. I start at 4 in the morning and I'm off at noon every day. And so if the roads are nasty or if there's anything that needs to be reported to the community out here, we have a Facebook page. I post a morning road report. And normally I don't do it on weekends. And it's been kind of funny because one of the locals posted, "Hey, since Sean doesn't do road reports on weekends, does anybody know what the road's like?" Well, this morning I did one because I went to town. But it's cool. I'm the first guy on the road. So I just let everybody know, take your time or leave a little earlier, or maybe don't leave today, because I am the first guy out on the road. Okay, scrolling down. Yeah, Christy, send me a picture of your Christmas tree. You did last year, I think. Was it 1 tree or 2 trees? But I thought she sent me one last year. Late, but coming in hot. I am running a bit late here. I got to get caught up. There we go. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna scroll through here pretty quick and see if I can get caught up here. We had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Any day with family is always a good day. Very thankful. Canned deer meat today. Nice. Yum. Venison. I love venison. Sean, are you still making sourdough bread these days? Love the video you posted the recipe and showing how it's really made. Yes, indeed. Looking forward to more. I'm going to do, I got to get another starter going again because I let that one die. Sean, I suggest a device called a top balancer. It's a wonderful, the BMS will do its own battery. A top balancer for 48 volt will transfer up to 0 to 10 amps from the highest battery to the lowest battery. Oh, nice. Cool. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to look at that. Thank you. I know I can. I have one now. So I have the charger I have now is a Lifetime 80 amp charger, and that really does a good job for me. So, I mean, generally speaking, I'm putting 20 amps an hour into the batteries. And because I only let it get down to the 70s, usually the high 70s, before I put it on the charger, it only takes maybe a tank and a half of fuel. So a gallon and a half of fuel to top off the batteries. Michael, welcome, my friend. Hi, Sean. I like your channel. I've been watching you for some time now. Thanks for sharing your experience. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that. Jay Hawkman, welcome. How are you doing? She's doing good. Molly's over here right now, just kind of, if you hear that squeaky noise, that's her. Hey, don't eat the tree. Thank you. Scrolling through. Okay, I'm almost caught up now. Nice. Question, do the solar batteries generate some heat when working? Not really. I get more heat generated off the charge controllers, the inverter, and the cable than I really notice at all in the batteries. And I don't know if that's a chemistry of the battery thing because mine are lithium iron phosphate. And I went that route because, hey, what are you doing? Hey, we're potty training right now, so I got to make sure she doesn't go where she's not supposed to. I went with lithium iron phosphate because of the longevity of life of those batteries and the fact that when you use AGM, different kinds of chemistry batteries, or lead acid batteries, you're only supposed to take those down to 50% or you'll damage the battery. You can go much deeper on a lithium iron phosphate. And while they're more expensive, they last for thousands of cycles as opposed to 1,000 cycles from, say, a lead acid or an AGM type of battery. Cycles meaning total discharge, refill, discharge, refill. Um, they'll mine are warranted for 5,000 or cycles, so I can discharge them basically 15 to 20 years worth of life. I sent you a picture of my fall tree and then my Christmas tree. That was it. Yeah, I got the 2 trees. I knew it was that. I knew I got 2 from you. Awesome. Blueberry, how are you doing? Hello from Oaxaca. Oh, Oaxaca. Oaxaca. Oaxaca, Mexico. Okay, I think this is Mexico. But thank you for helping me pronounce that. Yeah, if you're going to give me a name, folks, that I absolutely have no chance of getting right, please help me with the pronunciation like that. That's perfect. Fitzy wants to know, what am I going to do when I'm retired? Man, it's coming soon, too. It is coming soon. I'm going to work even more than I've ever worked before in my life. I have found that I really, really enjoy building things, doing things, creating things. You guys are probably going to get bombarded with videos. I'll probably do what Jay did and just do a video every day. I won't do it all the time. That's the first time I've ever seen him do that. He had a video every day this week. It was awesome. Every night I'd sit down to have dinner and I'm all, what did Jay and Jen have for me today? And I just watched them go through their whole process with their bunker, which is freaking awesome. But I will end up working more here on the property than I work at work. I enjoy being active. Land to the house channel is excellent for ram pumps, free energy to move water from lake, river, creeks to water totes. That's pretty cool. If I was any closer to water, it would be worthwhile to me. But the Kenai River is maybe a quarter of a mile away from me down there, and I'd have to go through other people's property to do it. I think I'll just put a well in. Sean, my kids just opened a pizza shop about 6 months ago. Very successful. One of the doughs is sourdough. Oh, yum, yum. I love pizza. I worked at a pizza parlor when I was a kid. Learned how to toss them. David the Instigator, welcome and glad to have you today. Better late than never, right? You're never late. You always show up when you need to. Angie and Beamer, what's happening? Beamer and I made it a little earlier today. You did. You showed up like when I was leaving last week. I figured that was you, David. Junior, welcome, my friend. It is great to see you today. Jay's saying, Christy, you have a fall tree? Oh, man, I can't let Jen know that. She'll want to set one up, too. Hey, no. No cables, no wires. Leave the tree alone. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so looking forward to interior finishing work. Can't wait, Sean. Just wondering if you... And then it stopped, so hopefully there's more there. My plan is that I'm going to do this whole wall wood to accent the stone behind the fireplace. And then I'm going to do... Where'd she go? Hey! Hey! Get out of there! Hang on. She's behind the tree. Give me a second. Hey! Get out of there. Come here. Come here. Get out of there. Knucklehead. Come here. Come here, cutie. Come on the couch. Here, up on the couch. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Get up here. You want to come say hi? Come on. Well, come on. Come on. Get up. Come on. Oh, come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. All right. Hang on. Don't let her out. You go outside real quick. Good girl. Good girl. Use the funny pads. You want to go out or not? I just open the door for you. Goofy dog. Open the door to let her out, and she didn't want to go out. Okay, where was I back up here? What's happening, Craig? Good to see you, brother. Awesome to have you here today. Let me know where you can find some good ham shakes. So I bought these at Safeway. You have to ask at the counter because they're frozen. And so I bought 2, one for this batch and one for the next batch. But I hear Echo Lake Meats has great ham shanks as well. Mike, snakes don't have armpits. True. That is true. Ward, take care, brother. You know, this is by far the most. See, look at this. This is today. Her paws are a little sharp. I need to cut them. But yeah, this is kind of challenging to me because I just recalled, or I just realized probably a week ago that this is the first puppy I've had in probably 25 or 30 years. Because all the other dogs I had, somebody gave them to me when they were already out past this stage. So yeah, it's been challenging. It's been challenging. Apologies, Sean. Just wondering if you're thinking of installing interior nooks and niches in those crannies. I've got some plans. I've got some plans. Good or bad lithium 100 amp hour batteries are 100 to 125 each. 5 years ago, they ran about 3 to 500. And 10 years ago, they were 700. I avoid batteries with Bluetooth. That's complex. And so all my batteries are Bluetooth. And I absolutely love the fact that right now I could look at my cell phone and I could tell you what the state of charge is on every one of my batteries that I have. And I don't have to have any additional parts in there to go read. Plus, when I have sun coming in, I can tell you how many watts of solar panel or solar power I'm generating and how many amps are coming out of my charge controllers. And I can tell you how many amps are going into each battery when I'm getting a charge. So I'm a Bluetooth guy. I love Bluetooth. I have not. Front doors are expensive, so that'll happen next spring. So there's no door on the shed yet. But yeah, I'm not in a rush to get that done. That's not going to happen this winter. I don't want to be taking the door off of my cabin in winter to fix it. I would be willing to rent you the Beamer dog. Then she would have refreshed your memory, right? Yeah. I just haven't got to the point where I'm taking the puppy with me to the laundromat yet. And the main reason why is I think it's better for her to have the house to run around in than it is to have to run around inside my truck. And I'm scared to death of what she's going to do to the inside of my truck. Yeah, you've got a good point there. So what Wickershire Project is saying here, if you trust the brand and it has good reviews, the cheap brands aren't up to par at the moment. And so it's like anything else, right? If you want to buy a Vivor brand item for half the price of a name brand item, then you better be willing to accept that they're going to have some issues that you probably wouldn't expect from the name brand item. They've got better parts than, generally speaking, the name brand item will have better parts and better follow through and a better history and more reviews that you can go back and look at how customers have felt over them than you will on the cheap stuff. And they all basically all come out of China. But I can't say enough good about the Vatrer batteries. I've really been happy with them. Chris, how you doing? Glad to see you. I don't know what I'd do with lithium up in Alaska if you charge them below zero. They'll dry. Yes, which is why my batteries are heated, and which is why my batteries are inside my cabin and they're not in a storage room, although that may come too. Mine have a built-in heater that will come on when it gets down to colder temperatures, and it will warm up the battery enough so that it'll be safe to charge and discharge. But if you try to charge a lithium battery when it's cold, when it's below freezing, you will destroy the battery instantly. It'll be toast. It'll be history. Same thing with the discharge. You will destroy those batteries quickly. So you have to keep that in mind if you're going to go that route and you're in a cold climate area, like I am. But my cabin stays comfortably warm all the time. I think I came home one day this week and my heater had gone out because I'm not at the point where I'm worried about changing a bottle because I'm getting close, because we're not that cold. And it might have been like 40 degrees inside the cabin. The temperature of the batteries was actually still 50 degrees. So, they were absolutely fine. But great point on this. Great point. Yep, if they're below freezing. Yep. Avoid all apps is just another way for Big Bad Brother spy on everything. The few apps I have are set up to never run in the background. My brothers and I joked about this years ago when this all started, right? When the whole, Big Brother's always watching, and Alexa came out. One of my brothers had Alexa, and we did the whole, hey, Alexa, do you have a good recipe for pumpkin pie? I got to think that if Big Brother is watching and listening to me, then they got to be shaking their head, and people are probably in therapy because I talk to myself all the time, and I'm not the guy you want to listen to. Thank you for that. Greatly appreciated, Junior. We're doing the research now to build a system for the house. We're figuring about 10 kilowatts to start. So they have like an attachment that you can put on your appliances in your house called a kilowatt. I think that's what it's called. Or it's a watt meter. You plug it into your outlet and you plug your appliance into that, and then use that to actually see how much power you use. Because I will tell you that this refrigerator that I have uses half the power that it said it was going to use. Now, part of that is because I keep my house cooler too. But a lot of the numbers that they give you for how much energy an appliance will draw, those are just ballpark numbers. They're not really legitimate numbers. If you've got like a big double door, massive, fancy refrigerator, it's going to take a lot more power than something basic like what I have. That's obvious, but it will boon you to check the appliances that you have now to see what, if those are the ones you're going to be keeping, to see how much power they actually draw before you pencil out everything in your system. And then, like I said, I have one electrical appliance other than my lights, and my lights are all 12 volt. I have one electrical appliance. I don't, even the other ones that I have, which are very limited, like my vac pack sealer, and I've got a mixer, and I rarely use those, so I don't even count those. My TV draws, like everything right now. If I turn around and I look at my inverter, I'm drawing 160 watts right now, running my laptop, running Starlink, running the big screen TV, running the Christmas tree, running all the lights. All I'm drawing right now is 160 watts, which is roughly 16 amps of power right now. So there's a lot more to it than I thought there was, and it's a lot more forgiving than I thought it was too. I don't. Costa, how you doing, by the way? I haven't seen anything from her lately either. Rob might know. Rob and Sarah know her personally, and I really don't know her personally. I just know her via YouTube. But I haven't heard anything from her one way or the other. She gets busy doing a lot of projects. I know that. Yeah, right. Here's a great example. Beaver 5 kilowatt hour diesel heater, ripped it apart before we had it running, found a kink in the fuel line, burn chamber intake. Right? Crazy. Oh, a $10,000 system. My system is, let's say $500. Let's say $1,000 for all the components, like the inverter, the two charge controllers, the cables, the bus bars, that kind of stuff. And then the batteries, probably another $2,000 at this point, right? If you bought them all, they'd be about maybe let's take that number up to $2,500 total, or 2,500 and 1,000, so $3,500. 6 massive 365 watt bifacial solar panels that were basically $150 each. So for $5,000, you can put a nice system together. For $5K. Yeah, that's true too. The tech support is, you get what you pay for, and a lot of times when you pay for the cheaper versions, you don't get the support. Sometimes you do, because they're just a newer company, and that's why they're cheaper and they're growing. But you're usually guaranteed better support from the bigger companies. Government parasites are coming for everybody homesteading. There's no profiting for those that are self-powered. Yeah. We could go on and on about that, but I don't like to get into the politics. I just like to have fun. Excuse me. Thank you as always for watching. Greatly appreciate your support. The fingers weren't working to type as well as it should. Regardless, it's been good. Have a safe. You guys, you too. You as well. So before we head on out of here, if you got any questions that are burning, definitely let me know. And I'll try and get them answered before we get out the door here. We got like 3 minutes left. I still got videos coming out every week. Next week will be the first video. Next Friday's video will be the first video with Christmas trees at the end of it. So you get to see as the Christmas trees, every week it'll get longer and longer, hopefully until it's so long that it's ridiculous. If you guys have a Christmas tree in your house and you want to take a picture of it and send it in to me and share it with others, I would greatly appreciate it. Everything from the most unbelievably expensive, glorious decoration tree that you can possibly think of to a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, I would love to be able to share on the channel. A Christmas tree is like a person's own signature of their own personality. And that's the best way that I can describe it. And that's why I enjoy sharing the pictures and seeing everybody's so much, because I'll see a tree from somebody that I know, and I'd be like, wow, I didn't know they were that creative to begin with. And that is super awesome. I love that myself. Junior, you tell me. We've been using Starlink this whole time, and so far so good. The thing with me is, though, that when this live stream's over, I'll put my spikes back on. I'll go out, I'll grab the dish, I'll bring it in, and I'll put it back in the cabin. I don't have it mounted anywhere permanent yet. I have the location, but I'm not climbing a ladder in this kind of weather to mount that thing up there permanently. So right now, I bring it in every time. It's been working fantastic. Super happy with it. Super happy with it. Off-gridders are minority. No one looks into us. Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot of us left. There's more now than there was probably 10 years ago. But yeah, it's a way of life in the past. You know, she has these little biscuits, these little wholesome cookies. But I don't. She's got a couple of toys she plays with more than anything else. I don't give her people food, and I really haven't gotten her into all the treats yet. Karen, thank you as always. Love your support. Love your appreciation. My Starlink does have a heater. I have it set on auto, so that if it senses it's getting too cold, it'll turn itself on. Like I said, it's out there. So I probably put it out at like 1 o'clock my time, and then it'll be 4 o'clock, 4:15 by the time I get out there and bring it back in. Awesome. Nice, Junior. Very cool. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it all up. As always, thank you for the constant support. I greatly appreciate the views, the comments, the thumbs up, the watches, the great questions on these lives. Just super, super awesome for me. When I find it hard to get motivated and do something, I just go back and read some comments that you guys leave, and you motivate me. You make this more fun to do by myself. Have yourself a fantastic week, first week of December. Start rocking the Christmas music in your house. I've had it going here all day today. If you haven't done so, get your tree decorated if you do that kind of thing. And if you don't, celebrate this holiday season the way that you do yourself. Thank you, as always. I am Sean in Alaska. I'm going to head on out the door. Thank you all very much. We'll see you next week. Get your Christmas tree pictures into me.